One of my favorite things about iBoomerang is that you don't have to be a great recruiter to win. Usually in the MLM space, people have to be very outgoing or strong recruiters or just extremely driven and motivated to succeed and willing to get out of their comfort zone. One of the things about iBoomerang is this company wasn't built just for people who are willing to do that, or are strong recruiters or interested in sales, which quite frankly, very few people are interested in sales. Maybe 5% of people will say that they're interested in sales, and half of those are probably lying. But an example of why it's so easy to succeed at iBoomerang, and you don't have to be a great recruiter or a salesperson to make money, and this is what makes this opportunity so unique and different than anything that's ever been available to us in the network marketing space, or in any space for that matter. This is a business proposition. Take network marketing out of it. Just be glad that the guy who had this idea decided to give us an opportunity attached with this great idea, because it's happening for all the right reasons, with or without us, or whether it was network marketing or not. It's kind of like Uber, but for travel and many other things. But we have an opportunity attached to it. So an example would be my son. He's 18 years old. He is a basketball player. He's been playing basketball since he was 6 or 7 years old, and he actually just signed with a college here, Ottawa University here in Surprise, Arizona. So we're really proud of him. But regardless, he decided to sign up and put in a position in iBoomerang because he didn't have to have a credibility to get people to listen to him, as in this space or as an adult. And he's never been a network marketer. His focus is basketball, but he had one of the coaches that he played for and in a club team for a little while. He gave one of these boomerangs. A boomerang is essentially like an Uberang. Like it would be like Uber saying, "Hey, so-and-so, we have this new app, and what it does is it makes transportation more fun, more convenient, and less expensive. And it's a 110% guaranteed to save people money when they utilize this app versus Yellow Cab or Taxi." And by the way, everybody that you give this app to, we're going to measure what they would have paid had they taken Yellow Cab or Yellow Cab or Taxi, and we're going to give you 50% of whatever they saved. And again, we're guaranteeing that they save money. So, but this is for travel and much larger inventory than just transportation. And we also have our own transportation company launching in December. But regardless of 2019. Regardless if it was only travel, that's an $8 trillion industry annually. So huge economic potential just with that alone. But you give it to everybody that you want. You give them this Uber app, and when if they activate it, they're connected to you for life. So every time they book transportation, you make money, guaranteed, and they save money. So you make $1 when they save $2. Total win-win. But imagine, but that's what my son did. He talked to one of his coaches because the club teams, club sports, club gymnastics, club basketball, club football, everything, or in high schools and colleges, they're traveling. These are traveling events, traveling, competitive sports and competitive, gymnastics, and all these type of things. Anything that travels. And so he told a coach, he said, "Hey coach, here I have this boomerang, and what it does is it should be able to save you money on the tournament that we're going to go to coming up." And the coach ended up doing some diligence. He took the activation code, went to iGoBoom, BUUM.com, and put in the unique code that my son gave him, and sent it to, did his research and checked against, Expedia or Hotels.com or Trivago or any of the online booking engines, any of the public sites, and ended up saving $800. So do you think the coach wasn't tickled? Of course he was tickled. Was my son tickled? Of course he's tickled. Easiest $400 he will have ever made, because he gets half the savings. So the coach saved money. He can use that money for whatever he wants. And there's no catch. It's the same rooms and everything. Anyhow, so that coach told another coach, who ended up calling my son, who promptly handed the phone to me, and I talked to him about, iBoomerang and what it could mean, and he ended up wanting to sign up first class. So my son now signed up somebody on his position, and he doesn't even really know iBoomerang at this point is spelled with U's and not O's. He doesn't even know how to log into his back office and transfer the money from his e-wallet to his bank account. And the point is that he's already earned more money. He's earned a lot more than that 400 originally at this point, and he has never sold anything. He didn't have to sell anything. He's earned more money than most people ever make in regular, traditional type network marketing. So it's an industry that's been broken for a long time. And iBoomerang just fixed it. So he didn't have to sell anything. He didn't have to upsell. He didn't have to contact the coach and make sure he's compliant with the product long enough, or that he doesn't cancel, or the coach doesn't have to spend money on an overpriced product, or he doesn't have to compete against Amazon or anything with the product. It's something they're already doing. People are already good at saving money. So my son didn't have to teach him how to do that. He just had to give him access to a booking engine that has behind the curtain pricing that he's never had access to before. That's what iBoomerang is. It's so simple. And so that coach will continue to use this boomerang to save money on not only travel, but other things, restaurants, eating out, and excursions, and paint night, or you name it, because there's so many different things you can do. The rental cars, cruises, week-long stays at places. Another one of the coaches, this coach that ended up signing up as a first-class distributor, he said, hey, I know tons of coaches. They're always trying to save money for the parents, bringing value add to the club teams. And so he signed up, and then he called his coach and mentor, and he signed up, college coach and mentor. He signed up. He's talking about booking a whole bunch of rooms in Hawaii for their team. And they all know other people. So it's bringing value to people for free. So all of the parents on these club teams, now all of a sudden they can afford to pay their monthly dues, their fees. Maybe they weren't before, because now they're not spending as much on the travel or on the stays that they're going to with the teams. They can afford to get their child there to compete and participate in an event that they might not have otherwise. And the coaches can make a little bit of money from the savings from the parents and keep their passion going, keep moving forward, because we all know how hard it can be sometimes for the club owners to collect from the parents and so forth. So it's an absolute win-win. It's a model that's been broken for a long time that is now fixed. He didn't have to sell anything. He didn't have to recruit anybody. It's not what he does. He plays basketball, and that's where he wants his focus, and where we want his focus, quite frankly, and where the teams want his focus and his teammates want his focus right now. But he also can make some money without having to go get a job on the side, just by simply giving away discounts to people, giving savings to people that they never had access to before, just like Uber, but for travel, and much, much bigger. So that's my son's story, and we're at the very beginning of this, so anybody can take this, and it's just a huge, huge market. Sports and these type of activities, just that alone, people could build an empire. So it's an absolute win-win. There's no catch. For the coach, it's free to get, free to keep, free to use. He only spends money when he utilizes it, and he's guaranteed to save money when he does. It's something he's already doing. He's already going to travel and already taking the teams, and then he can use it for all of his other travel. And guess what? My son doesn't even need to remember his name if he doesn't, in the future, because he now is utilizing it, and my son will be paid because he's connected to him through that unique code for life. It's an absolute win-win. I recommend everybody get on board with this thing. We're taking it to the top, and this is the very beginning. So it's like having 20/20 foresight.